everyone. Welcome back to TESL Ontario's Perspective series here on YouTube. My name is Celine, and today we'll be talking about the student experience here in Canada. As educators in the field of ESL, we've probably come into contact with hundreds, if not thousands of students from all over the globe. And while we might keep in touch with some of them via email or maybe on social media, it's rare that we get to see the lasting impacts that our lessons had on their experience and their lasting impacts into their lives. Moving abroad to study in Canada, whether 2 weeks on a summer vacation or for their whole undergraduate career, had lasting impacts on their lives beyond the English grammar or new vocabulary words they acquired. So today I have the pleasure of speaking to one of my former students and seeing what he's up to.
So without further ado, I would love to introduce you all to a former student of mine, Jorge Salinas. Hello.
Hi, everyone.
So do you mind introducing yourself for the TESL Ontario community?
Okay, that will be a pleasure for me. First of all, thank you for inviting me. It's an honor for me for you to be calling and be asking me this kind of things. I'll go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Jorge Salinas, but not everyone calls me like that. Everyone calls me like George. You know, it's not a big deal. I mean, it's obvious. Jorge, George. It's easier for Americans and for like English people to name me like this. I am right now 25 years old. I live in Mexico, in a very, very side of Mexico. Like literally you can go walking 5 minutes to the border with Central America. So
Wow.
I'm like very, very far away from you guys, but still in the American continent.
Great. Okay, George, I'm going to call you George because that's what I'm used to. So remind me, how long did you study in Canada for?
This was 5 years ago. It was back in 2016, and I was there for a month and a week.
Wow, I felt like so much longer than that. That's crazy.
Yeah, I definitely did.
Okay, so can you tell our viewers in what capacity were you studying in? What kind of school were you at?
I was well, first of all, I got the opportunity to go there because I was back then starting to become an English teacher back in my country. And I did this kind of a scholarship with another Mexican group. Like we were like 12 in total. And then we all got the opportunity to move to Ontario for a month, let's call it like that. And we were all placed kind of like in the same group where we were like taught on how to become like teachers, how to be like good teachers, and what things as teachers we can bring to the table.
Awesome. Yeah. So you were at this private language school that I was teaching at, but it was almost like your course was tailor-made, like English for special purposes, because you were all together.
Yes. They pretty much tell us that since day one we got there. Because I remember we got interviewed by the staff, and they were like trying to know what was our level, like our English level and everything. So yeah, they kind of put us almost everyone into the same group.
Yeah. Okay. So what did you like the most about your ESL lessons?
Oh my God, I loved everything. To start with, these were not ordinary class like we get here in Mexico. Like we were not learning just grammar. Teachers were not like saying, oh, this is the present simple tense and this is the past, and verbs and everything. Your classes and in this school was completely different. One, because we were surrounded with people like from different parts of the world. Like I've never met people from Africa, never had people from Asia or countries like that, right? So one, getting to know the people was incredible because you got to speak more, you got to learn more. And second, the classes were like different. You guys were like more like into the readings, more like thinking deeply way, like, what do you think about this and the other? So if I have to answer that, I would have to talk about over an hour and I would not finish. So I would go with that. I love that.
Well, I do remember you very enthusiastically participating in everything, which is great. You made the most of your opportunity, and the friends that you made that weren't the people that you came with too were awesome.
Yeah, I did a lot of friends.
So what would you say was the most useful thing that any of your teachers taught you that wasn't related to English?
Okay, so I do remember that at the end of this 4 week thing, we had kind of a graduation ceremony, and I remember my teachers like there was a lot of students graduating, but I remember I was one of the last, and like they always said, the last is the best. So like I remember you guys were like making this like presenting like one student and reading like positive things about it about this person, and I remember you actually did that for me, and I still have the video in my head, like the words you said, and then actually got into my heart, and I still have it with me. I remember you said something about me always being there for others, like always willing to help others. I was always like, I'm a very talkative person, so I remember you said that it was very good for me to offer help to my friends and to other people in the classroom. So I believe that was the most useful thing I learned, because I saw you guys doing that and I got motivated. As you said, since day one, I took advantage of all the opportunities I had, and I was like talking and talking and talking. So what I've learned, I think the most useful thing I've learned was being helpful, like learning how to help others and how to solve problems for others. So I think that was definitely the most. Yeah.
Do you still have that video?
Yes, I have it on my phone.
I would be very interested in seeing that. Maybe not putting it in this video, but seeing it.
Yes, I still have it.
But I do remember getting very emotional when giving your speech and almost like tearing up. Like you said, you were one of the last ones, and it was such an emotional day. Like we built such a bond with all of you, and it was just so sad to see you go.
Yeah, because I was a bit nervous, to be honest, because since I was almost one of the last ones, like pretty much everyone had passed already, and I was like, oh, what's she's gonna say about me? Please be something cool, like, you know, something nice, something original. And you nailed it. I think I was like, I even had like I even had this feeling like, oh, I want to cry too. And I almost did. But, you know, like Brazilians and the whole Mexicans were there. So I didn't.
You kept your cool.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything that you would change about your experience studying in Canada?
I was pretty nervous at the beginning because it was the first time for me getting out of my country. Well, not out of the country, but going to Canada and going by myself, like none of my family was with me. So what I would change, it would be the nerves, and maybe I would take out the feeling of getting homesick, you know, because I remember I was feeling so down because of that. And I even asked the guy in charge of the homestays to change me to a different one because I didn't like where I was. And I regret a little bit about that because I remember I had this roomie, he was from Turkey. And right after I moved from that house, I was like, oh, no, I shouldn't have made this. And I think that would be like the only thing, me being more like open-minded, like going out more, even though I went out, you know, I never stay in a homestay. Just like I was the whole day out. But I want, like, now that I have more experience and now I don't have any trouble by going out of my house alone, I think the only thing I would change is that me being more free and me being willing to do more.
Well, you have to think too, like you were quite young when you came here, so that it could be a combination of like the new experience and age, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, cool. If you could come back to Canada, what kind of capacity would you study in? Would you do another one of those courses, or would you try to do a higher study or something like that?
Yes, I'll go ahead and do something different. Actually, like before the pandemic started, there's a bank here called Santander, and they were like making this they were asking, and they were like asking for people if you wanted it to like kind of a competition to obtain a scholarship to go to Canada and do like kind of a study there, different study. And in Canada is still in my mind. If I would love to you know, move from my country to a different country, I would definitely love to travel to Canada and try Canada. I know you guys have a lot of job opportunities for international people, and you guys like you're open, once you open your borders again, I think there's going to be a lot of programs offering that. So I would definitely keep an eye on that.
Well, absolutely. And like we at TESL Ontario would love to have you as a member. Like you're so
Yeah,
qualified as an English teacher. So join
I would
us.
love
Come
to.
back.
I would love to. I would love to.
Yeah.
Now I am allowed to work. I'm 25, so I'm more than okay.
Awesome. Great. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, George. It was so nice to see you.
No, it was so nice to see you too. And thank you very much for taking me into account, for thinking, oh, I need to interview someone and my name popping out in your head. Thank you very much. Look,
That's
I still
great.
love Canada.
No, yay. All right, awesome. It was so nice catching up with George tonight. And I can't believe that it's been 6 years since he's been in Canada and since he was in my classroom. So I'm wondering, is this something that you do with your students? Do you keep in touch with them long after they've left the classroom? Let us know in the comments below. I'll see you next time in another TESL Ontario's Perspective series video. Bye.